Let's unbox and talk about Sum 41. Does this look infected? This is their second studio album and it was released in 2002. Sum 41 will be playing their final show today, so as a tribute, let's talk about this record. As a millennial who grew up watching TRL, Sum 41 was an essential pop-punk band of that era. But what made them different is the way they incorporated heavy metal into their songwriting. Their first album, All Killer No Filler, was a massive hit, and their singles Fat Lip and In Too Deep were inescapable. That album had a very playful vibe, and I could see those songs being added to like a teen comedy. But the second album feels much darker, heavier, and honestly, the songs are better. First half of this album is filled with bangers like Still Waiting, Hell Song, and Over My Head, which are all main singles of the album. The second half gets even more intensified with tracks like Mr. Amsterdam, All Messed Up, and Hooch. Over My Head is my favorite Sum 41 song, and it's about the aftermath of what you've done the night before. You're tired of hearing what people said about you and people asking questions, and because of all of that, you start thinking, I'm better off dead. The main riff and the chorus sounds powerful, but the bridge especially is so heavy and melodic, it's such a sick track. Mr. Amsterdam is another one of my favorite, and it straight up sounds like a mix of NoFX and Metallica. For this track, Sum 41 very much wears their influence on their sleeves, but the execution is so well done. The riff is chuggy and fast. This basically is like a thrash metal punk song. Also, I think it's hilarious how the idea for the Still Waiting music video came from them wanting to parody the Strokes. They were friends with them at the time and even got Julian Casablancas' blessings to create it. This was an era where a lot of indie bands with the word "the" in the beginning was coming into the mainstream. So it was a very effective music video and it's one of their best songs. Does This Look Infected wasn't as successful as All Killer No Filler, but still remained as an iconic record, and many fans believe this album to be their best one. The fact that Sum 41 breaking up is kind of sad, but them making that decision, I think it's very based. Many bands of the early 2000s are currently going on tour to monetize off of millennial nostalgia. For a few years they did do that, but for them to close their doors on their career at this time, I think is very noble. When it comes to bands breaking up, it's usually not permanent, but who knows, this probably is the end of Sum 41. If you haven't listened to this record, then today might be the day to try it out. 3 of my favorite tracks are Over My Head, Still Waiting, and Mr. Amsterdam. What's yours? Let me know in the comments.